Do you guys remember Tekken? Well, I'm not talking about the video game series that is still relevant to this day. No, I'm talking about the 2010 movie that is widely regarded as one of the worst video game adaptations of all time. I think it still has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I totally agree, but in my honest opinion, I don't rely on Rotten Tomatoes that much to determine whether a movie is good or bad. Like, it's not something like the Resident Evil movies that it's so bad it's good kind of worst video game adaptations, but it's more akin to Mortal Kombat Annihilation. The lore of Tekken is very complex, but in a way that is much more simplistic to understand than the Metal Gear series. In this video, however, I won't be mentioning the lore or any of the backstory stuff, as I will just fast track this and go straight to my points. I'll tackle this movie sometime in the future again, I guess. Speaking of which, what I liked about this movie is the aesthetic. What I mean by that is how the movie looks and feels. And the movie makes you feel like you're a part of this world with its grimy and almost nighttime setting. And I really like that. I really do like that we are mostly condensed into one location, which is not that accurate into the video games, with the setting changing from time to time. But for lack of a better word, I like that it's set in this kind of aesthetic. The choreography is also very fluid. I really like that they put a lot of effort into the fighting, even though, again, the fighting styles of each character is not that accurate like in the video games. But I like how it's directed and presented on screen. And that's mostly it for what I like about this movie. Okay, time for the negatives.
Negativity can be like
I really fucking hate this movie. I'm just being honest. I really don't like this movie. For starters, Kazuya. I really don't like how Kazuya is portrayed in this movie. I am in dismay as to how they made Kazuya into this childish, crybaby rich kid instead of the tragic and broken character like in the video games. And also, Kazuya is a fucking badass who doesn't need Jax to take over Tekken. The rest of the characters are a bore. Jin is a boring protagonist, unlike in the video games where the character is written as a morally gray hero. But I really do like that Jin aura farms throughout the movie. And the biggest character assassination of this movie, aside from Kazuya, is fucking Hayachi himself. Hayachi isn't supposed to be this kind of sympathetic character in the movie. Like, sure, I like how he looks accurate, but fuck me, the movie butchers him like how Welcome to Raccoon City butchered my boy. Hayachi is a dick in the video games. Like, he threw his own son off a cliff for no fucking reason other than he wanted to, or because Kazuya was considered as weak. Aside from the character assassinations and terrible interpretation of the characters, the biggest sin that makes this movie so bad is the story. Like, I've already mentioned this again and again, but again, it doesn't implement anything from the video games aside from the name and characters only. And that is the biggest sin as to what makes this movie so bad. Okay, why did I ended up talking about this movie for no fucking reason? For starters, I was stressed the fuck out, solving so many equations. Physics kind of sucks, but I love it at the same time. Second, as I was getting invested in the Resident Evil games, I ended up watching Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City to compare it to Resident Evil 1 and 2 as to how accurate it is. And boy, boy do I regret that. Anyways, after watching that movie, that god-awful movie. I suddenly remembered my childhood when my mom used to buy me those weird-ass pirated discs that were very popular in the market back in the day. And I ended up rewatching Tekken. And that's how I ended up rewatching Tekken. And despite what I said about the whole what I liked, what I didn't like, damn, do I actually enjoy this movie. It's kind of a guilty pleasure for me, as it brings me back to the early days of my childhood when me and my cousins used to just play Tekken 6 a lot, when we were fighting for over who will play the PSP next or who will fucking use the DS next. As I ended up rewatching this movie, this brought me back a lot of memories, and I ended up enjoying it. It's just very nostalgic for me. Anyways, that's all I have to say, nothing else. See you all in the next video, if I can fix my upload schedule.